time ago, I can still remember how that Bitcoin made me smile. And I knew if I had my chance, I could make those altcoins dance, and maybe I'd be moonbound for a while. But August lows made me shiver. With every dip the charts deliver. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. So bye-bye, Bitcoin bull run vibes. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of Hope? And do you have faith in the Satoshi gospel if the white paper tells you so? Do you believe in pump and dump, can trade and save your mortal rump? And can you teach me how to short real slow? Well, I saw the market's cruel twist as profits vanished in the mist. The charts turned cold and gray. Fear crept in to stay. So bye-bye, Bitcoin bull run vibes. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. I was a lonely teenage bronco buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew I was out of luck. The day the bull run died, FOMO lit my fire, greed stoked the flame. Now I'm counting losses, singing bearish shame. Uncertainty looms like a storm's dark tide. Is the top a memory or a hope denied? So bye-bye, Bitcoin bull run vibes. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Helter-skelter in a summer swelter. The birds flew off with a fallout shelter. 8 miles high and falling fast, it landed foul on the grass. The players tried for a forward pass, with the jester on the sidelines in a cast. Now the halftime air was sweet perfume, while the sergeants played a marching tune. We all got up to dance, oh, but we never got the chance. So bye-bye,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the impromptu middle of the early in the morning stream, where I've come to some revelations on Bitcoin that I just want to share with you. I'll share what I found out, and for some reason now I feel better because right there, I mean, I was expecting us to hold those areas over here, Fibonacci 886. It was a perfect thing to hold. They wicked us through. It looked like we were recovering. Boom, we're not. We got a trend line here established from this little low we had there, but then, you know, it looked like we were trying to recover. I didn't trust it worth a damn. Cup and handle to the upside is what they wanted you to think, and I was telling you a continuation pattern. Cup and handle continuation pattern, and we're continuing that cup and handle to the downside here. So I had to do some serious soul searching here to figure out what was going on. And you know what you were thinking, man, they manipulation. Well, I mean, there's definitely manipulation here, but I think a lot of it is really, I don't think it's as much manipulation as we think. I think a lot of it is the culminating circumstances that just came together, making the perfect pot. And some people saw some things and took advantage of, because I just saw what I think that they saw, the people that were shorting the top there. And I'll share these ideas with you. I have to zoom out a little bit. This is on the 6-minute time frame. What we're doing watching, we're coming down to the area that we wicked down to. That was the scariest day ever for October, and now today is the second scariest day ever for October, and we're getting ready to break that little guy. I don't know, should I go now? Should I share with you now, or should we wait and see if we're going to break it and have a response there? All the suspense is killing me. I don't know. I'm so confused. Anyway, all the other things, I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to come over. I've got several different charts to show you here. Was it you? Yes, it was you. I was not looking at this. I mean, we talked about, I measured and we saw that we were at some areas for the higher highs and everything. I wish I knew then what I know now about this little pattern right here. This is a harmonic pattern. I wasn't looking in the other way. This is actually a bearish, this is the bearish harmonic pattern. So this one should technically be in the, why are you not in red? Oh, because, yeah, well, how do we get you red? The Phil's the red, the Phil. Who's Phil? Oh, come on. All right, so man, I got a static coming through my focus right. Focus. Like that's something that happens here on the show. All right, well, hyper focus, but squirrel. Anyway, all right, so look at this, man. This is called a this is called a bearish crab. And so we're talking about the people that put their shorts in like moments before President Trump, and some other people that were building some shorts right up there, right at the time. But I got to tell you, if they were into harmonic trading, they saw it. They saw it. They saw the opportunity that this is a potential reversal pattern here, meaning that it might be, you know, they would be reading it as a possibility that we're going into the bear market. That we're going to reverse. However, I'm not sold on that idea, and I've got something to show you to support that theory. But what I found, because I had to do some serious, I'd zoom out, man. We got with Grok, we got with everything, just brainstorming and trying to figure this thing out. But I got some answers. I got some suggestions about what I think might be happening here. Not that I'm trying to predict or you know, but just at least give us a sign for what we might be looking for, right? But so seeing this got me kind of concerned, and I'm like, oh crap, man, because the bull rocket can't be over, because I know we're going to hear those narratives. We're going to hear those narratives here when it doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever. Leg 3. For Bitcoin, when global adoption, and we're going to drop. Hell no. There's stuff going on, but this would signify, you know, a bearish trend, lower lows, lower highs, which we probably will get a rebound at some point, right? But here is what's I think most of us are bearish now. The more they flip on, the more bullish it'll get suddenly, but it does look like they're driving us down to 100,000. I'll get to that argument in just a second. And I think that area will hit. I think that'll stick. I don't think the narrative that we're trying to go to bear market, because we've already got lower lows and we'll get a, you know, lower high, and then we're on. It's over from here, right? It does sneak up on you, and it can be tricky. But everything will, I know a lot of people say that too, probably at some point, the $100,000 area. But there's a reason for that, man. And man, I wish I knew about this ahead of time. I wish I knew about how well that was formed. I wasn't looking for that aspect of that or anything, but it was there. It's there in retrospect. And the harmonic patterns have a very high probability of playing out. This one did, and what sealed it for me, what I discovered here was just a few moments ago, the C leg here. We confirmed it. It's changing trend. We are changing trend right now, but it could just still be part of a correction in my ideas. Because if you zoom out, which we should always do, and that's what I had to do, and I had to take my fibs from, the very bottom to the very top. Oh man, can I do this without, can we get on the regular thing here? So I took my fibs from the very bottom to the very top, right? And we would be looking, I got them marked. Should I do this? I wish I had here's a clean chart. Here's a cleaner chart. I like to show this on a cleaner chart so you can see it. We pull our fibs from low to high, right? I mean, if this is the top, we're looking, even to stay bullish, we'd be looking for a 382. So you might be hearing this narrative, calls for 84,000. There's an argument to be had for it. All right. But is it the argument? I don't think it's the argument, because we should never, ever break trend. This was our initial trend. This is our second trend. Because when we break trend, it's over. And so we're on the weekly. This is the weekly. So these are the guys that rule the roost. Ichimoku Cloud don't look ready to rock nothing. The weekly, as we go over with our moving average strategies, these are telling us that we can bounce off the 50, right? That's also at the 236 fib area, right? Which is also at 100,000, right? We've been over this idea before this drop ever happened. Not saying that we're going to, but the possibility we got to keep in mind that 236 fib might be, even worse. And a lot of times when we were over here, we were looking at the same concepts. Even back over here, we were looking for those drops down to these areas, which we got them, right? Touched the trend line, bounced off the 50, the 382. Do I think it's going to go to the 382 this time? No, I don't. I honestly, and I've thought if we do bounce anywhere, this one, the red one, this 236 fib retracement should be the one that catches us. Now I'm saying that because we're getting really close to it. We're $5,000 away from it. We're $15,000 away from where we were before, right? Or thereabouts. Getting close to it. And so we've already dropped a lot, and there's going to be so much fear in the market. And this happens usually in the Asian session, which is right now, on into about 5 or 6 in the morning. They just, the Asia just dumping on us here with Bitcoin and everything. And that's fine too. And we did get a higher high. This is starting to look like distribution there, and we got our lower low. And that puts us in a conundrum, if you will. Well, is it over? Is it over? And I don't think it's over. We do have a lot of support down here at 100,000. Okay, we got a trend line here at 100,000. And even though we should come down to the 382, we're not. And the reason that I'm talking about the 382 is because there is this possibility of this pattern. This little guy, this was not cool. That would take us to there. This technically is trying to form. It's technically trying to form here. That could take us down here. So I was looking at that, and then I'm getting kind of disappointed. I'm like, well, no. That's a deep ass retracement here of the 886 fib of this X to C run there, or X to A there. All right, so. Which leads me, if I can find it, to my current analysis, if you will, of this market, because we just finished that one pattern that I showed you, right? We just finished that one. Well, right behind it, it was over here. Right behind it is this other one. And this is a bat pattern. This is what we're doing right now, okay? The one that we just got rid of was this guy. The one that we just saw that was bearish was this guy. Well, this is the flip side opposite of that, all right? It fits together like a little glove. And now it's giving me a little bit more insight. And now I'm carrying this over to moving averages and our trend lines here. And we're still continuing with this guy. We missed him over here. Can we back up and get him? Broadening tops. Top is this right here. Thomas Bukowski's broadening top idea. See this? You got to, of course, that one's saying a partial decline. I think have we exceeded the partial decline? Depends on how far it goes, right? According to that, this would be around the partial decline area and not all the way down here. Well, that's an interesting concept there. To give hope that maybe we won't even come down to 100,000. However, I don't see it on the daily time frame. Well, that would be one idea if we're trying to make a partial decline for this opening broadening pattern that would happen through here. That's an idea. However, it's at odds with what happened with the harmonic patterns that we broke below it, which means there should be probably some more lower, which is where this other part of that harmonic pattern comes in, this little bat pattern. If I'm not mistaken, I'm still trying to get used to all that. It's not a bat. You're not a bat. You're a shark. No, you're the Gartley. You're the Gartley. This one's a bullish pattern. That's what I'm trying to get to. This green one that I've just outlined, that's a bullish one, meaning by the time that we get down here to its retracement area, which we're getting so close to, we should see a turnaround or consolidation in the form of we come down here. This is the daily, by the way. I don't know whether we'll bounce quickly here because there should be a lot of demand for Bitcoin at 100,000, or we range over here and do a type 2 return and then start coming up. This is what I'm looking for to happen here. So, but it does look like 100K has a good chance of coming into the picture here because it goes right along our little trend line here. So just opening, broadening. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of people thinking that the bear market's over, and and that would be sad. At any point, we would have to worry about a higher low at some point. Even if we were to bounce off the 200 moving average, doesn't mean that this idea is over, right? We can still come down in this pattern. It doesn't have to follow within the little guidelines I got here, the trend lines that of this pattern. It's all about levels, not so much what's playing out on the triangle things I'm drawing it out with, right? So just trying to make that clear. So even if we were to bounce here and come up, right, we would still be applying our Fibonacci rules to this little guy, right? It's less likely to get above this 0.5. And at some point, people are going to freak out because this is going to make what looks like a top pattern called a head and shoulders. It has a good possibility. Well, if it does not catch here, this was something else that you know. So if we do come down to these lower areas, the 382, remember that one? If that other guy plays out, this guy, if he plays out, it's probably show you on here. This was what was getting nervous or getting nerve-wracking. If this were to play out, if this guy, which I don't think it's not got the exacting parameter. So this one's kind of a weaker idea. That's why I'm not paying as much attention to this one. All right, because the harmonics are it could be better, but on the other ones they're spot on. Okay, the two that I showed you before, they're spot on. On this one, it's 50. So this is kind of like we'll just keep on a back burner idea. If this idea plays, if things don't work out, we'll keep this idea on the back burner. But the other ones, they're spot on as far as how they're lining up. But if by chance we did come down here, do you see what would happen? We would break below our trend line, and then come back up for a retest, and then we would have a head and shoulders to the downside. And we might see some people, well, we would have to break our current trend line first. That's dropping below 95,000. We're not in the area to start crying about that. However, we weren't in the area to cry about 100,000 just about a few days ago, seems like. We were hanging around 15, hoping that was the end of brunt of it. And the argument was the flush out should have taken care of all this downward side, but we got this trade war going on, and maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's just a fear. But anyway, altcoins are suffering, and if Bitcoin does go to 100,000, these altcoins are dead again. Probably even worse, but probably one of the best times to get them once it gets down there, right? Because altcoins have just been in bear season for I think they've been in the bears. They're still in their bear season. They're still in their bear run. They're still in the bear market. We have not seen anything good to come. Look, DOT's $2.83. DOT went down to $2.83. What I did recently, and got out of half of my altcoin positions because, and some of them haven't, some of them just now started going down, and then some of them are still hanging up there. I get it. Yeah, they're going to come down. If you got any like that, take what you can get. I think I'm not telling you what to do, but we don't need these. We've already got 7-8% today. Bitcoin keeps continuing down. These things are going to get decimated. But at the best prices, if you got some cash to get in, right? If you believe, or if we do start bouncing around the $100,000 area, now we might go a little bit below. This is the 236 fib. But the beauty part of it is on the bigger scale of things. If we do bounce from here, man, we can get we still got, if we bounce from the 236 fib, that means our high's not in. We still got a higher high somewhere. That's how that is to be interpreted for that. You can sometimes take a big ass measure move and apply it, but that's not, I mean, maybe we'll get lucky, but for that idea. But it basically, the real areas, if we're going to dip down to, when it comes to our fibs, to actually go up for like our A equals BC or AB equals CD pattern, our measure move. If we want to take a measure move, we would be taking it from the 382. I mean, we have to touch that 382. If we don't, our higher high is not in. We still got another higher high that we can come if we respect this area right around here at 100,000, right? Let me get back to the other chart, because that one's got the possibility of the other possibility. This is the one that I'm actually kind of actively watching right here. You can probably see it a little better. This is the bearish pattern that, man, somebody nailed on their trades, and if they knew about that, they got it. This one is the bullish one. This is a bullish one, and it's suggesting with high probability of how these harmonic patterns play out. They've got a really, really good reputation, better than anything Bukowski's. Well, he goes over them too, to some degree. But your typical patterns don't have as high of a success rate as these guys do with the Fibonacci's. It's the harmonics, and it does suggest about 10, and it can vary. It doesn't have to be spot on, right? It's got a little wiggle room down here too. You got to give it that. So there might be a little bit more FUD comes in right around 100,000. So, but it does look like we are definitely trying our hardest, our damnedest to go there as quickly as freaking possible, if I'm not mistaken. Would you not agree? They kind of got there quickly. We're looking at a possible trade setup here, just try to even, and it didn't go anywhere, right? I did not take a long. What I did do was de-risk, and as we went up, I started layering out my stop losses heavy. So I took this opportunity as we got that point up on my Bitcoin, and I just started stop lossing, like $5,000 every $100, boom, until we got to just about all my Bitcoin out. And I also borrowed some. So in essence, I'm in a short. For this. And gosh, I wish I went harder. And I was waiting possibly for a possible retest of this area, 107. To add to my position if we get that. Remember, if we do get a big move down, say if we just stopped here, we'd be kind of looking at the halfway mark to see what happens there, because that's possible rejection, and not making it past the 50% fib line. You're not making it halfway up here, right? And just take I mean, the glass half full, half empty. That's as easy as that concept, really. Seriously, we can't get halfway. Oh, we're gonna leak it out or whatever. That opens us up to these other areas down here, right? Closer and closer to 100,000. So if I were going to add to my short position, it would be here. And man, anybody that was shorting this over here, they're getting a nice drive down, so the shorters are winning. It's just very dangerous to short support, man, because where most people want to go short is like here, and when it wicks down there, right? That's when most people feel like going short. Most people would call it, and then it bounces up and it doesn't happen, right? It's difficult to short the levels. I mean, for me, this is my least favorite entry ideas to do this. That's why I wanted to do it over here. So I was able to get that in essence, but I've got to start going with the trend, because going otherwise is just cheering my little account. What is now starting to become a smaller account. We got some areas down here. If we follow our trend line, suggest this is where we'll start having a reaction. If you don't believe it's true, just stick around. We should start seeing some reactions here along this trend line if we dial it in here. Should start probably get our first green candle somewhere right around when we touch this. And let's come down to the 1 minute chart. Woohoo! Where does watching our portfolios go to hell right here live? Let me say hello to everybody that happens to be here. We got 13 people hanging out, and whoever might be on Pump.fun. Let me say hello to you guys in just a second over here. And that was me, and I said, screw it, I'm going on. We got Dylan, we got Dave P, Mr. Ethereum, Mr. Miles is first. Congratulations, Mr. Miles. Not to take anything away from you, Dave P. We know the real story, right? Yeah. Oh man, I'll get in trouble. Sometimes we've got to be first sometimes, all the time. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? Yeah. Number one. You number one. Oh, wait. I'm going to hell. Anyway, I see ROAD Dawg's been dipping his coffee again. It feels like it, but no. Hey, Anita, how you doing? I must say Bitcoin has topped out. I'm just wondering if altcoin season is here. That would be largely for Bitcoin dominance. I know what you're saying because you're told, or you hear that Bitcoin tops off first. This is what happened in 2017. It did. I can't say that it really happened so much last cycle. We didn't see that much. The altcoins really kind of followed along with Bitcoin for a while. It's not like there's a big altcoin rally after Bitcoin topped off because it didn't make that higher high. People got scared. They started selling. And altcoins didn't really have that. But in 2017, yeah, Bitcoin topped out and everybody took their profits from that and put it into the smaller, much smaller pool of altcoins that we had back then, which by now we're like probably 20 times as big as what we were then. So I think that's probably the answer why we're not seeing that happen as much. I mean, we're seeing a little bit of it, but if Bitcoin were to make a top, I wouldn't expect an altcoin season. I just wouldn't, based on last cycle. That's just me. But that's why we go over indices, though, is to track it. But that idea that circulates, and there's a lot of ideas that circulate that when you put into practice, that you find, that didn't work out as much. Like buying altcoins all through the bear market. I did that. I was on here helping other people do that. Turns out that was the worst choice to make. That was the wrong decision, especially if you were using Bitcoin to back those funds. It just basically sucked all the value of your Bitcoin. Where you've been in Bitcoin, you would be, well, about 3 times as richer right now, or 4 times as richer right now. Let me get some water over here. So total 3 for our altcoins. Yeah. We on the 1 minute chart though. No, they're dropping like flies. And I had over here, altcoin should have a decent week going in the weekend. Well, I hope that was before. You never saw this. This is not the screen you are looking for. This is not the screen that you're looking for. I did think that they were looking like they were going to go up until we had our big drop, and that just killed everything, right? Our big black swan event, supposedly, but as we saw in Bitcoin, the sign was there. It was probably over here, and I wasn't looking for this particular guy here. All right, so, well, let's take a look at our altcoins. Let's get on a bigger chart so we can figure things out here. And as always, well, that's a nice little bottom over here. You would have thought that soaking up altcoins over here would just be richer, right? But that's not what happened. Look, I mean, think about this. This is September. This is 2 years ago. Some of these altcoins are back at those prices. There's only one way to explain that. There is only one way to explain how. If total market cap for altcoins is up at almost $1 trillion, still got up to 1.2 trillion, just drops to less than 1 trillion, a lot of these altcoins are still at prices that they were back here. The only answer is there's just too damn many altcoins being made every day. I added to that with my ROAD coin. I just added 1 billion coins to take money away from all your other altcoins and Bitcoin. Well, that's no way to build us a community, but I mean, if we're looking at things truthfully, I mean, people can play it. You can play these little guys and people make money. I see the appeal for it. I do. I see people over there making killings of trading these coins. It's its own little ecosystem kind of thing over there, and there's money there to be made. Apparently, no matter how the market's going, there's coins over there pumping right now. As long as you understand that those are speculation plays, because that's all they are, right? We got a nice trend line that we wicked down there. Okay, we still haven't come back to the areas that we wicked to here, right? Total 3. But I'll tell you what, with the ROAD Dawg coin, one thing that I'm doing, I'm taking all the rewards that I get from it, and then I'm buying back in. And the reason is because there's nobody to rug pull. Well, there's nobody. It can only go down so low, I guess. If everybody sells their coins back into it or whatever, I don't know. Still working it out. Still filling out. But that looks rough. Don't that look rough? So I would be looking at this idea, and that we got some point of support right here for that wiki, and we're above the wick. We're still 50% up. Alts aren't looking that bad right now, believe it or not. We haven't touched the daily 200 moving average yet. I think that's where we're headed right now. Will it hold? It might hold. We do still have some good momentum overall. That's another reason why I think that the 100,000 area is probably where we're targeting, 98 maybe, even down to 98, right through there, and then we can get our bounce with that bigger idea, right? The expanding broadening pattern that we're in, looking at that, and also the harmonic pattern saying that we should bounce nicely from there. That corresponds with the momentum that we see on these bigger moving averages. So I would just view this mid part of October as the flush out. And like I've said before, man, you always hear it's Uptober, but when the push comes to shove, there's always a couple of weeks. In September, we felt it, and even here in October, we feel it, where it's like, why am I in crypto? Why am I in crypto? You can go back and tell my shows where we had that, because I'm just going by I lived it. It's like, where is the hell's up? Everybody, Bitcoin, you said it was October. I mean, everybody starts getting mad at each other and all this other stuff, or they did then, but then it turned around, right? It turned around at the end, especially when money printers can go. So there's some hopium, people. There's some hopium. I don't believe the bull run is over yet, and now I got a better idea of what we're doing, and I make an argument for it. Mathematically, I'm cooler with it. I'm cooler with this idea. It's not freaking me out as much. It was kind of getting depressing and just everything today, because my trade setup got shot. I'm like, I mean, we have a plan B, but then plan B, I'm pretty sure you're going to hear a lot of people calling that this is in the bull market, just because we're making lower lows here. We probably will. The thing is, I think here, even with Bitcoin, we couldn't get a relief rally. I do expect it to go up and then come back down if we do go back up, and it might try and entice people, but that'd be a great place to maybe de-risk a little bit if you hadn't had a chance yet. So if you're in alt positions and you need to de-risk, I think there should be some relief rally coming at some point, right? So I would expect. Let's see what we got fib wise. All right, we're losing that guy. Well, I'd love to say she's going to bounce that 618. I really would. We can look for it and might get a little bit of relief rally there. Like we might come down and do something like that. But I think we're still on the down trajectory. We should be coming down through here. Let me see if I got anything I can work with here. Oh no! I think you're a little. No, well, we'd be looking at something like this. This is kind of the idea that I think this is a butterfly, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I'm still trying to learn the damn names to all these little guys here. No, you're not a butterfly. I think butterflies would go down here. We don't want to go down there. It will off with that, does it, darling? No, I believe we got us another little bat guy. So we're looking at the 786 right here. All right, let me get this little guy off of there. And by my system, that's where I was leaning toward. I'm trying to adding to my repertoire, if you will. Trying to get better at this game, man. You just get better by adding new stuff to your toolbox, and I'm adding some tools to my toolbox there, and I'm practicing. Y'all get to see me practice them live, and I test them and note on how that they perform against the way that I use my regular way to figuring this stuff out, right? All right, so. But it does look like an 888. What a mystical number to go to. Market cap would be what I'm looking for. Meaning we can see a little bit more percentage drop down out of these altcoins, like about another 7 or 8%. And man, I mean, they're suffering right now. Go take a look at where are you at? What the hell what's this? Has anybody ever heard of this? Why are you pumping? Why are you pumping now? This is Crypto. Why did you even show up? I haven't looked at this. What is Crypto? Is that subliminal from? Was that a subliminal advertisement from CoinGecko to buy this coin? This is the max. I bet you're falling today. What kind of price action is that? That's crazy. What is this thing? Total supply is 10,000. Don't entice me. Crypto hazelnut token. I don't even know what the hell that is. Are you a meme? Anyway, we didn't come over here to do this. It just happened to be there. We're going to our gainers and losers. And yeah, there are some things that are pumping right now. Isn't that crazy how that works? Look at the volume on that. $282,000, up 90%. This is 24 hours. It's still up. How about the 1 hour? Let's go with the 1 hour. Yeah, a little bit more like it here. So they're probably dropping, but these guys are still up. That's crazy, isn't it? All right, let's go with the top 300 here. Get a feel for what's dying and what's not. So Chain Opera is coming down only to $17. I mean, it was like 30 cents a few weeks ago. So Zcash below $200 there. Probably going a little bit lower. All these are probably going a little bit lower as we go down, but there could be some good times to get some that. Zora is still up. I took some profit on Zora. Pax G, of course, that's up. I don't know what's up with Zora, but that's still a pretty good price to sell half my bag at. And I'm playing the hell out of gold. Rebita by Virtuals is up 18%. This is not just mean recently. They're probably down, dropping now, but this over the whole 24 hours, they made some pretty good gains within the last day. Jidal's at 112. Is anything still up for the week? Anything still up for the week? What's still up? What is this? BNB attestation station or attestation service? BAS. What is that? Why are you so important? You got oh, come on. 10 billion coins and you're at 13 cents already? What do you do? Recently happened to, what is this? BNB Test IO. BNB, a test station. BNB's changed native verification reputation layer, enabling composable KYC identity and asset proofs for real world assets and DeFi. That sounds sexy, doesn't it? I mean, nerdy sexy. Did we miss out on something here? Anything? It's too damn high right now. It should be good. If it comes down. The real world operates on trust. Governments, businesses, families, and personal interactions depend on it. BAS offers a system to rebuild trust in the decentralized internet-driven environment. Explore SX. Huh. That looks... What is this? What is this? That's Greek to me. Speaking words. Schemas, resolver, all this nerd stuff. It looks like a nerdy project that can make some money there, and it looks like it already has for some people recently. That's too damn many, man. But that market cap's not bad. Now, if this is something big and go through like a $1 billion market cap or a $3 billion market cap, that would be kind of cool. But, well, only circulating supply is 2.5 is that trillion? Is that trillion or billion? I can't tell. It's trillion, 2.5 trillion out of 10 trillion. Billion, 10 billion, 2.5 billion out of 10 billion. So that okay. For right now, that probably is not bad. It's not as horrible as I would have thought. But will it be able to maintain it as all these other coins come out? I question things like that. That looked interesting. Okay. Anyway, might be one to phone radar. Hey, hello, pump.fum people, shorting all the way down. I was anticipating a limit order set way earlier, and now to see how good my TA is. There you go, jack of all trades. Glad to hear you're making it work for you, because it's a lot better to have something work, be on the right side of something, and having it go in your favor than just keep struggling against the damn stream, which I think a lot of us have been doing ever since 126,000. Hoping, and my hopium got busted today when they broke my 886 level. I'm like, that's not. There's no way to think of that as being a good thing. There's just no way, because that opened the basement door right there. Gradually, we're still coming down on the market cap. I guess we need to come over and look at Bitcoin as she just lost her local. That should be the local 382. The local 382, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh, she's wanting to scare people. Oh my God, it lost the 382 Fibonacci. Which that's worth talking about. Now the 0.5 happens to be at the greater 236 area at 100. So there's another overlap of those ideas right there, right? My trend lines, no, I wouldn't worry about this trend line. It's not as set as well. It's got wiggle room. Well, yeah. Oh, you're not even the main trend line's over here. You're far from that. Oh, that sucks. That's closer to 80 than I want to talk about, though. That would suck to go down there. That would. The only thing giving me this is our current kind of trend lines and patterns that we got over here. Let's get some of this stuff off. I'm gonna put this ID over here. We don't need all that. All this, keep that. 99, 83. Those are good. What's this? Flag to the upside. No, that's not happening. These guys don't need this anymore. Don't need you anymore. Inverted head and shoulder. What? Oh, from this guy. Those are support areas. Clearly, we didn't know. There was sprint head and shoulders up there at the top, I believe, right? At some point. 8-hour chart. We're at the Lucy line right now. Somewhere around here is where I'd expect us to catch a little bounce and maybe come back up and retest this 110. That would be a nice thing to see here, maybe. Or we can just drive on down, just rip off the Band-Aid, try to get it over. But would there be enough things triggered? Let's just check this out. Let's check out our liquidation heat map. 18 people hanging out. How's it going, 18 people? We've ate through most of the liquidity there in the last 48 hours. Bybit X CoinGlass exclusive promotion. What? Okay, thank you. Let's do the 12-hour and see where our liquidity lies. Liquidity. What we got going on over here? 101.7. That's kind of lit up right through there. There's some stuff over here at 110.9. 110.9. A lot of stuff over there. A lot of stop losses, I assume, are up there. So that could be our relief rally getting back up to 110. But I wouldn't expect it to stick because we have made lower lows. We're looking for a lower high, right? until we get down to 100,000, and then we hopefully maybe that's the end of our correction. But if we are working on, say, if we had a series of 5 waves or whatever, like this was this would be our 5th wave or whatever, we would be doing an ABC correction. So that could be our A, B, and then this could be our C through here, but we already had that wick, so how do you figure that crap out? A, B, C. You take me, that's taking us down too low, don't do it. We don't want to see that idea. There is an A B equals CD pattern takes us down here, so we got to be honest about that idea. It takes us down to the 382. And there's an idea. I'm sorry to say, this is one of the things that I play a lot, right? For my nailed it targets is the A B equals CD. I gotta respect that. Gotta respect that. However, my main thesis is this guy right here. And this is a continuation pattern, believe it or not. At 100,000-ish area, maybe 99 on this particular chart. Kind of what we're looking for. Idea. And then, of course, I thought you were on here. The bullish pattern that I'm leaning for. This is the main thing that I am looking for now. I am this one, the harmonics here, and that one's pointing toward here on the, what is this, Coinbase chart? 100,000 at 886 fib retracement from this low to that high is basically in short form. That's what we're looking for. From this bottom over here, this pullback there up to there, we're looking at the 886 area to hopefully hold. And this pattern suggests that this is a bullish pattern, so that should be a breakout. We'll see. That's the hopium, and some other things can kind of confirm those things. The moving averages is definitely one thing. You can see the 200 moving average is at 114,000. We're at 104. That's $10,000 away. You see, we always go back and talk to the 200 moving average. Whenever we dip below it, when we're in a good trend, we don't ever go see it, right? In a solid trend, we don't see it. But we dip below, we come back to it. On one way or the other, get above it, come back to it. Get below it, come back to it. We oscillate around the 200 moving average. That's what it is. That's why it's our middle bar. It's our ground zero is basically what the 200 moving average is. And whether we're on the upside of it or the downside of it, in terms of where we're bullish or bearish, and most notably, the daily 200 moving average is the one that considers the majority of our sentiment, or the weekly. Anything above that, below the 200 moving average, is bearish. Like on your bigger time frames, and the daily might give us a chance of, oh, maybe we're trying to change something if we get above it. We're losing it. Christmas tree candles tell us that, man, we're way below it. Look at that. This is what your candles look like, probably. So this little guy here, and I'm gonna make him a little bit more apparent. Come here, dude. Come hither, dude. You need to be darker or more visible to this little guy. Now I can't see what the hell's going on. I want to make you a little bit more darker too. Alright, so maybe you can see the ideas we're looking for, and these are harmonic ideas. Come on, baby. Come down to the, oh look, the 1 minute, we're getting some traction over here. We finally got some, did you finally give us some green candles? Well, nothing on the bigger time frames. 1 minute's giving us some traction there. 3 minute. What are you tripping on here, baby? I need to get another chart over here. Hello? Telephone. That's how I get 3 hour streams. I keep thinking of the telephone. All right. So we might be seeing our relief rally happen. This might be the first sign of it. If that's true, then I'm taking our fibs up here. Not as likely that we'll get past this little zone over here, right? I'm just going to draw you as a zone. I'm going to go between the 618 and the 0.5, right? if we do get above it, that's cool that it's going to be trying to come back up and maybe retest this trend line over here. But probably will not get past it, right? If we're in a downward trend, we're making lower highs. We're not looking for that. So there are some key areas if you're looking to go short or add to your short that I would bring up to your attention, which would be these 3 points to see what kind of reaction we get. And we're just going to grade it on how bullish or bearish it is. We're taking its temperature here on this move. And so in essence, if we're struggling here and we're starting to roll over, and we can use our moving averages and probably some other indicators to get a feel for what's going on over there too. And just to start seeing reaction on smaller time frames, but wait for confirmation on the bigger time frames. That would be a good place, maybe at 106. And if we do get above it and say, oh wow, man, we're coming back up now, the 786, baby, 200 moving average, probably rolling over from there. But usually, like most trends, if they're down, you know, if they're really strong down, the 50 around here would be it. But if we had to go back up and test this guy over here, we're not as likely to make a higher high. If we do, well, that might be a different story. Because right back up here was where my hopes and dreams were shattered. We could come back and retest my hopes and dream area. Might happen too, but still, these are very possible bearish retest here. The bears are in control. Ever since we lost this level here, the bears are in full control, and I really wouldn't expect us to come back over this line right here. I don't expect us to. And by not doing so would be a good confirmation that, yeah, we probably got another stronger move downside. Maybe that gets us there to 100,000 a little bit quicker, and quicker we get this over with, maybe the quicker we can get on with our bull run and start getting back to trying to make our dreams come true instead of having them dashed by the crazy. If it wasn't the past administration, and then it's all the stuff going on in the world right now as a result of having to try to correct that. In my opinion, may not be yours, but it's how I identify, so it's real. It's my experience. All right, so take that, libtards. Sorry, came out. I'm not supposed to say that word. I'm not supposed to say that word. I think that is, you're not supposed to say libtards. They're libtards. That's what they are. I'm going to hell, aren't I? Don't mean to offend anyone, but if you hung out, you probably figured out that that left is too far that way. You're making like you're making hippies. It's went so far left that the hippies are seeming like far right conservatives. Yeah, that's where we are in life. Hippies are the far-right conservatives now, man. Peace, love, and happiness, man, that's too conservative, dude. No, we need total anarchy and chaos and communism in this country. That's what I'm seeing on the news and everything. What the hell is going on here? Get them demons out of them offices. Get them out of that deep state, whatever. Oh my God, we just turned... Oh, is Sean not working? Oh, I guess we're not going to Sean. I didn't. That wasn't supposed to happen there. Got it, man. Okay. Well, I guess I'll wear the tin hat right now. So a nice possible relief rally if you're long in this. Well, you might have a death wish. I mean, you might get something out of it. Don't get me wrong, but she got some serious resistance up ahead here. We'll put this little zone right up there. That's a perfect little zone. Retesting this little white line-ish area, 107 maybe. I could see us getting back to there. Maybe here. That would be that would be a great little place to add to a short, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come over to the chat. Let me come over to pump.fun. Say hello to you guys. Short and way down. Nothing new over there. Trying to get some traction over here on pump.fun. You know, they stream all the time over here. If I leave here, it'll still show it, right? You can go over here to the live streams, and there's all these people over here just streaming. Diamond is streaming. Justice for Peanut is... I don't know what that is. Oil coin? What do they do? They just stream their own coin? Is that what it is? I mean, I would think this would be a good place to have good information about all kinds of things, not just talk about whatever coin that you're trying to... You know, I wouldn't want a channel just dedicated to just pumping my coin. That just seems like, well, what's the use in that? If you got something like a channel that I think that works, a channel that has some value or something, that's a way to... let the creators, you know, experience some value. And I appreciate it. Look, I got a $100 and I got $1.08 in rewards there. I'm going to wait till it builds up, and then I'm going to sell it, and then or not sell it, cash it in, and then buy more of the token. That's my thing over here. I need to get over. Hey, I can do this now, can't I? No. Oh, what the hell? But make sure I didn't cut off our friends over here at pump.fun. It's a little testy. ROAD Dawg. Yeah, type the name in, and then it brings up the ROAD coin. I click it. Oh, we lost a little bit. Is it 7? Or are we still 7.1 market cap? We should be live, but now we're... Okay, we are. Cool. So on this screen, I get better tools to do my T8 on, and then I can see the stream down here at the bottom behind my people over here. So, all right, let me... Where's the chat? Hey, chat. Let me get the real chat out. I got some fake chats, and I got too many boxes up. I got rid of the real ones there. All right, so pop it out. 18 people. Wow. Here at 4:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. Libtard, who you calling lib? Matty Ghost. Law farmers or socialists begging for a handout. Farmers or socialists begging for a handout. Oh my gosh, this socialist mayor might win the city. Mondani, New York City candidate. He's running against governor who was fired. That's... I was going to say something very similar. Put your moonbag pants on. Let me scroll up here. I'm missing all the good fun. You guys are having the fun. I'm just over here spouting about Bitcoin dropping, which we should be watching right now. Oh, and then you guys are gone. Where'd you guys go? Luckless long this. Oh man, how far up will this go? It doesn't have to go up that far, man. Fib it out. We got 382. Could reject there. It needs a bottom formation if it's going to be anything, right? Whenever, not usually. You can V-shaped recovery. So, oh, I missed the bottom. But at this point in the market, man, confirmation is worth more than that risk. Bullish divergence. Why wouldn't we long it? Because we in a downtrend. We's in a downtrend, darling. Ugly head and shoulders pattern. Most of them are. Well, rare earth investments in April saved me and made some good money. One of mine that Jim Derringer, he was on in the chat, and he mentioned, I can never remember the name of it. But it's LYDS, I think is the ticker. But rare earth play tied with Ukraine somehow, I think is what he was saying and everything. I was like, well, you know, money's going to happen there. I don't know, but it's done exceedingly well. Slow, but for my buy-in price around $4, it was at 13. A 3x over the period of a lot better than what we got on crypto. Look at us where we're in crypto. We 3x nothing lately. Not steadily. Not that you can leave there and say, oh yeah, we can just let this ride for a while. You can't let shit ride in crypto, it seems like. Maybe it's time to long liquor stocks instead of this price action. There you go. To long the liquor stocks. I've heard some other people mention things like that. Crypto teacher here on YouTube says, don't forget the other stocks, and he was talking about weed and liquor. They go up in value, I guess, especially when things are going down. Good point. Anita says, my brother asked me to 2x my portfolio if I am so confident. I told him he's playing a risky game. Yeah, it is risky. I wouldn't do anything for anybody else. That's just not going to end good. Nobody works harder than ROAD Dawg, says Jason. I don't know. I'm just, I think I'm My sleep is so screwed up, but I found something to talk about. I don't know, just me finding what I shared with you earlier about Bitcoin and those harmonic patterns in the $100,000 area, 236 Fibonacci area. This being October, big ass flush out. That's given me a lot more peace of mind on what I've seen, because there for a moment, what I was looking at looked like you can really make an argument that we topped out. Because you never know when it's hard to know when you topped out. However, I mean, kudos to the trader those traders that were shorting the top. And I know everybody's wanting the inside information, but I'm going to jump out there and say that there were several of them that probably had some good harmonic trading knowledge, harmonic pattern knowledge, because that pattern was there, spelled it out, saw it in hindsight. I didn't see it at the time, but it's there. So if they saw it, and then they made the right call, and it worked. Gold being a $30 trillion market cap is sucking liquidity up. When the bubble pops, the money will come back into crypto. I wonder if my lady will dump. I sold out of half of my just sold half of my altcoins. They're on spot margin, not the spot. My spot's still there. Probably should have done it on them too, to be honest with you. I just didn't. I might do that on some of them on a rebound or a retest. I might go 25% of my spot bags I've got on my CoinEx exchange. The ones on my wallet, they're there. I'm probably not doing a damn thing with them. I just recently moved 50 Link over to a wallet after finally building that bag up after it got liquidated. I had 150 Link at the start of this market. Probably in 2023, whatever, early 2024, and then spot margin with what happened in 2024. We topped out and everything was awesome. Then we came down to 74,000 Bitcoin, and then during that final drop, man, they snagged my Link, got liquidated, and that pissed me off. Left me with like I think maybe I had, what did I have? I don't know, just a handful of them to work with. So I had to work and build that bag up, and then I finally got it where I could pull 50 of them out, and still I'll just play it again with a small amount and see if we can work it back up. Play it again with the other 50 in, right? I think it left me with something like maybe 18 or 20 Link, and I had to build it up, and so I'm trying to do all that stuff again. But man, it's so tiring. Global liquidity crisis, margin calls. Where are the Bitcoin super cycle people at? This super cycle talk. I don't know exactly what they're, extended cycles and things like that. I think our bull markets are going to get longer, and our bear markets are going to get shorter. We're still going to have. They saying the 4-year cycle is dead, and I'm like, I think if you say that, you don't understand the concept behind the 4-year cycle. It's a reduction of the supply of Bitcoin. And when you put that in face with the expansion of fiat currency, which is happening all the time, they make us, I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. Every time that the halving comes around, Bitcoin's going to go up. It's going to be felt eventually, about a year and a half later. It takes a while, but it's always going to be a squeeze on it, right? So I'm not an anti 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle ain't dead. I just think, we're maturing as an asset. Bitcoin's maturing as an asset class. Maybe a few of these altcoins will. Some of the bigger in the top 30 or something like that might mature out and level out a little bit more. XRP kind of leveled out. It's got so damn many tokens on it. Because it used to be really volatile. About 25 to 70%. It was like, oh my God, you tried to do 2x on that and they'll come and snipe you and get you out. So we are seeing some maturity in the market, and Bitcoin, I think it's going to be just like any other asset. Eventually it'll level out too. It'll follow Wall Street more and eventually be more controlled by Wall Street, basically, the more that they're buying than we are, because we're all too busy chasing altcoins instead of going that Bitcoin, right? But this over here tells you This is the paper trading account. Yeah, my altcoin, one altcoin is down $2.2 million there. Onyx, XCN, yeah, I'm just letting that sucker ride to remind me of my stupidity in that fat finger trade there, and letting it ride instead of correcting it. But all the Bitcoin ones, man, look at that, still up. $10,000 account, paper trading. Even with the bad trades, still up $2 million. Bitcoin was the answer. Bitcoin is that's the way. Even though it's dropping like a rock, right? Still over 100,000. Still a lot more than it was at the $27,000 price that I bought it at, because I wasn't thinking about using this account when we were at 15. Shoot, imagine what that would look like. Or the $55,000 price that we bought at, or $65,000 price. Those things are still up tremendously. Hey, is it a bear flag, darling? Are we going to dump us to the dance side, are you? Are you? Have we got an A, B, C, D? Where are you taking us? To 101, maybe? I don't think you got an ABCD yet. I think she might be trying to form her little bottom pattern down here, maybe, and then try to give us a little relief rally to sucker us in, to long it or something. I don't know. Some people will, some people won't. I'm about to say, I don't know. You get a little short squeeze from all the people, all the late shorters that come in, short and support and everything. Or maybe we broke trend line on a fallen wedge pattern here. This is a 3-minute time frame, by the way. This is small potatoes. This is for short-term price action here, right? So we're not worried. We're not trying to come back up and retest this area just yet. That might be a coming. But if this is a falling wedgie and we broke to the downside of it, usually results in a parabolic move. I think they're trying to. Looks like they're trying to rip the Band-Aid off. Like they've been. So what? It was 4 or 5 in the morning, right? This is usually when I've seen them get the most brutal. So we might be getting ready to see them just rip the lid off of this and start dumping. Because at the last few nights, man, China, or the Asia session, I wouldn't say China, but the Asia session, which China's a big part of, by the way. Hey, Binance is in Hong Kong, right? They're technically under control of the CCP, I'm just saying. I don't think it's really something, I don't think it's an offer they can refuse, you know? So crypto's going down and gold's going up. Wonder where all that money's going. Wonder who's selling and buying gold. Who would want to buy gold? I mean, who would want to buy a lot of gold? Well, Asia likes gold a lot. Asia likes gold a whole lot. Do we need some more mellow music, or is this? I got rock and roll playing early in the morning. It just dawned on me. Doing a tribute to Ace Frehley last night, and so we brought out the rock stuff. If we do chill, then that might be a little too mellow. We can do a little R&B, maybe. R&B sounds kind of cool. There you go, some R&B. Or we can go sad songs, but oh man, lost all my money in crypto. Whoa. So lost this little guy right here. There's our 786 fib 886. No, wait a minute. That was over here. What is this one? Oh, shouldn't you be color coded? That was my little. Oh, that's a drawn line. That's a drawn line. See, this is why it's important for me to color code my stuff. These levels over here, losing the C area over here. When we finally lost that little area, that's what did it for me. That's what did it for me. And that C is part of the harmonic pattern that the people who know about this, it explains why they were so good at shorting that top. These harmonic patterns are pretty deadly. They're pretty deadly. And I didn't think to even look at the reverse. I wasn't thinking about looking at them in reverse up there. So Bitcoin, are you still dropping like a rock, or would you have to come down to the 1 minute time frame just to see what you're doing over here? You're trying to get some traction over here. Did you hit a level? You hit a level? Oh, you hit the 2618. Yeah, I guess you deserve a little something from that. So looking for Bitcoin to do one of two things. Roll over here more likely if they're going to dump our asses down, which they have been doing this time in the mornings, or get back and get in this trend line and then try. If that's the case, then that makes this a bear trap, and that could give us a stronger move up here toward 107.8. Maybe even break out of this and try to come up here to retest this guy, but probably fail because, well, that's just too much of a move really for you to do right after this, in my personal opinion. Making lower lows and lower, well, we have not made a lower low yet. We have not made a lower low. We are due for a lower high. We've not made a lower high. We're due for a lower high. We've done nothing but, unless you count this, I guess you can count that. But to me, it's a lower low in the trend. I'm really looking for, a comeback and then make another low that, we kind of, maybe we won't. That would be a breakout, so that would be changing things too, wouldn't it? So, I guess we're just stuck with some bearish retestes. He said testes. Some bearish retesties. If we can get those. Let me come over to the chat and talk to you guys for a minute. What's going on, chat? Jack of all trades, you're 84%. Gotta take a break now, says Anita. Oh, good night, Anita. You're probably gone, but if you're not, then good night. I wear my sunglasses at night. That was a good song. I've heard some old people talk about that song. Some people at the nursing home, I've heard them talk about that. Maybe playing, the oldies station or something. But yeah, not that I know anything personally about that song. That's way before. That's way before. Keep telling yourself that, ROAD Dawg. But nothing indicating that except for the 4-year cycle. I think the 4-year cycle is dead, said Mr. Ethereum. Bitcoin will always have corrections and go up and down just like anything else. But it's always going to have a smaller amount. That's always going to decrease supply. It's always going to have a more of a, every halvening is going to make Bitcoin more valuable. That's my interpretation of the 4-year cycle. Now, if people are interpreting the 4-year cycle as like deep bear markets, like we know, the 90% retracements and stuff like that, clearly that's not. I'd be very shocked that would happen. Wall Street wouldn't let those things be sold off that quickly. The ETFs and all that. I don't know, however that works. They got rules in place. Like, of course, we're going to tokenize the economy, though. How are they going to control all that stuff? I think that's what's scaring them, right? They don't have as much control to control the market. If it goes over to blockchain, then we got a 24/7 market, right? Unless they do it through a very centralized chain where they do have control. And, well, there are some arguments for trying to invest in those chains that they're throwing our way now. Well, check out, speaking of such chains, let's check out MFG again. Do we ever find it over here? Sync. Yeah, that one's been, oh, it's still in the 1 minute? Looky there, baby. What is this 2-hour chart? This is SyncFab Smart Manufacturing Blockchain that Gator Swap. Is Gator still here? Gator mentioned we did and I liked what I was seeing because it was down here getting ready. It was making the nice rounded bottom, and I showed you where it was doing the expansion. I wish I could find the original chart, but it's apparently hard to pull up. And now we got the breakout and the retest of that. This thing's cooking. This has still got like a $3 million market cap. And well, I mean, we showed you the website, or showed you the website, ties to aerospace and all this other stuff. It's been around for a while. It's been around since 2017. And why the chart history goes back this, oh, that's 2022. All right, so that's what we're looking at, 2022, August 25. All right, so it's made quite a bit of a jump there. Since 0.002 cents, it's up 180% there. 618, and we are going to play with these guys again, see if we got anything here with our 382, 886. Boom. We're looking for this, which this is a bearish pattern, so we get up here and then we fall back down, right, to 886 levels. I'm gonna leave these things on there. So sometimes I don't like to do it because it could give me a bias if I didn't get them right, since I'm still learning their names for things that I was doing very intuitively. Adding tools to my toolbox here. I want you lighter. I think we did the wrong. That was the fill. That was the line. My bad. My badio. Hey, remember Retardio coin? Why we keep going over? Why we keep talking about stuff like that? Why? I'm not doing it intentional, but Retardio coin, meme coin, right? It was real popular. What happened with you? Weren't you going to be a thing? Retardio. How do you look these days? Where are you traded at? MEXC. Let's go with MEXC. Retardio. Oh my gosh. Well, it looks like you're back at ground zero here. Retardio. With lower lows. And so these are what our altcoins look like. That's how the altcoins have been treating us here. Will this one ever bounce back? Is it ever going to get to its target? Which is here. You're going to see me experiment around with some of this stuff for a little bit. I'm just saying. Did you go? Oh, that's too deep. You're not valid. You do it. You're in deep, baby. You're going deep. And of course, we got that lip of resistance right there. I'm just going to go ahead and pull my fibs from here to there and speculate and kind of backward engineer that. Well, it does look like we might bottom out through there, doesn't it? 236 usually nails those support resistance lines. If I had to guesstimate, I would say we'd probably come in a little bit lower, to be honest with you. I want to leave it sitting right there, see if we touch it. I probably won't ever think to come back and look at it, but since I looked at this, it's only fair to look at ladies in case Anita happens to be here. Is Anita here? Because this one sadly went lower low. Lower low again. Still, no, we're still in the area. We're still in the same area. We're still in the same area. And I think when we were here, I did mention the possibility of coming down here, but I didn't see a reason for it to happen at the time. Actually, this one's been sold out that it, you know, there's not many people left to sell off on this coin. She just is back to ground zero. There's not many sellers here to have anything to sell. How does that work? it's all been sold. I mean, somebody bought it, but they're so down. You're selling for a lot less, so might as well hold it, right? Some people are still selling, trying to drive us down, but a lot of that sell pressure should be easing up here. See some decline in volume going on over here as price is coming down, and that's usually a good sign. But the petrodollar is dead. The stablecoin dollar is holding the treasury market until gold reveal. After gold reveal, Bitcoin goes vertical. Oh, you mean you think that you think the U.S. is buying up a bunch of gold, stockpiling it or something? Could be, because we never heard anything else about Fort Knox, about that audit or anything. That just died out real quick. Tells us that there's probably nothing there. We know that France came with battleships back in the day to pick up their gold that was being held here or owed to them, right? And if we fractionalized it, I think by that point on the low, and didn't really have enough to pay everybody else out, right? So that kind of led to the 1972 thing, I believe, if my history's correct. That's kind of led to, we didn't have the gold to back the dollar, so we just went off the damn gold standard and with full-on fiat. At least up to then, gold, the dollar was backed by something, right? And gold was $33 an ounce. Right, I believe, but 72 might have went up a little bit or something, but it was averaging somewhere around $30 an ounce. And I think that price was set, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I went over history. But was it Eisenhower? I can't remember. Or Roosevelt? I can't remember. I can't remember who it was. Set the prices of gold and confiscated it. It wasn't Roosevelt, was it? It would have been the second one, right? Mr. Miriam says, thank you. Somebody said it. I think the same way. Wall Street is not going to sell off. I hope they don't. But then you got these treasury companies. I mean, you got to wonder. I mean, some of them are going to sell off, I think, in emergencies. They're not all just going to hold Bitcoin forever. I think we're going to have some of these big buyers, and they experience some lows or something. And I think they see their bottom line being hit. There might be, there might be some of those instances, and those things may cause some of those 20% drops in Bitcoin that take us down or something. We always get a 20% is kind of normal. Maybe it'll normalize a little bit more. 20% is a crash on Wall Street, but here in crypto, it's just it's your typical week. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see how it does, but it should level out. The more the big money and the big countries get into it and hold it, maybe that will help. But we will see some big sales time to time. Saw Germany sell the 50,000. The rumor is that China was selling like what 100 and I forgot, over 100,000 Bitcoin. I don't know if it's been validated or not. So I think there's some of it ties back to earlier in the year. Wall Street going to be tokenized on Ethereum. That's been my theory. That's why I didn't sweat the big boys on Ethereum and all that. That's been my theory too. Because all the money's in there. Wasn't that the first one? And Solana will get some traction. It will. But they've already made up their mind on Ethereum a long time ago and stuck their money in it at good places and put all their money in development. All this stuff has been in the works for a while, in my personal opinion, as far as Wall Street goes. They've had a plan, or who we're calling Wall Street, the financial people, probably more central banks. I don't know, but they've had their plans on how to get their claws into the system and drag it over to their side and more centralized system. They've been working on this for a while. So yeah, Ethereum's going to still, I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to it should do great since they're backing it, right? And of course they'll get their own layer 2s and things like that. There's private layer 2s or however they need to do things and settle up on the end. They can work all this stuff around. They got it all figured out. I mean, Coinbase with the base chain came off and showed us, you ain't got to have gas fees. They sell everything off, I think, and then sell it on Ethereum, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just like having an exchange for them. And they'll suck you dry for all the slippage and everything, and settle it up. It all works good. They still get their fees in, if you haven't noticed, on the Coinbase wallet. It's not bad, though. I mean, work with what you work with. What's going to happen with the altcoins? They're going to die as long as Bitcoin keeps heading toward $100,000. They're just going to give it up. So I've already got out of half of my altcoin margin positions. Probably would have been best if I got out of more, but we'll see what it's going. Here on the daily, oh my gosh, ladies, oh, we're on ladies. Let's get back over to Bitcoin here. We're watching Bitcoin tank. But for those of you just now joining, the hopium, I went through all the scenarios that I can go with and finding out all the I see this idea. We're going through some harmonic patterns, and I even discovered the one that, for the people that knew this, I wasn't looking for this, but for the people who were looking for it, it was telling them short here, short the top, short here, short here, and because this is a bearish pattern with 90, you got to say it's rumored to have a 90% success rate. I got to say, at this point, it was spot on, and we just broke past the sea level here. Have I got two of them on there? What the hell? Are there two? Oh, no. Okay, let me put you back. There's an overlap. That's what I'm seeing with these things. Why are you off? I stretched you down. You're 886, right? Yeah. So, yeah, the savvy traders out there, the savvy people doing the harmonic analysis would have saw that, and the perfect setup for them. That's what they wait for. It's exactly what they wait for. They got it. So people shorting that and having the conviction behind it, which I didn't have. I wasn't looking at that. But they were, and they nailed it. They nailed this move. So, I mean, shout out to the harmonic traders. I mean, what I do here on the show is harmonics. It's just not the same way that they, and I was not looking reverse. I know to do this. I know to do this now. So, yeah, we didn't say they had insider information. Some of them probably did have insider information. I don't know, but the signs were here for the people following harmonic trading. They saw it. They saw it. They would have seen it. And some people would say that could be this pattern can signal a reversal trend change, right? And that's probably what we might start hearing a lot more, that this bear market's in full force or something, and they might start hearing that. But right behind it is a bullish harmonic pattern here, and this is making me feel a lot better. There's a bullish, I think it's a Gartley. No, you're not a damn. Shoot, still learning the damn names for all these little guys here. Jeez, it's either a shark, I believe, or I think we were identifying with a Gartley. And you know what's so cool is that you can get, I mean, most of you guys got AI on your phones now and everything now, and it's getting so cool. I was sitting here when I'm going through all of this just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm getting with it was Gemini, and I just took picture. I even put the camera on. I'm sitting here having a conversation. It is crazy with this, just like I'm having a live stream with the AI, and where I'm looking and I'm drawing, I'm getting my mouse and I'm saying, I'm seeing this here and this here. Are all these points, are these on point? Does this actually make that pattern? And they were spot on. Not off. There was some that I was looking at that were off, the other ideas that I presented earlier. And so if you're trying to learn like a different form of TA and stuff like that, and the AI, it's up to date, man. It's pretty good. Maybe I'd have them help me learn some GAN stuff. But this was an idea, and it could be true, and that would bring us to 382 Fibonacci, and we could still bounce from here. But we break it. It bleeds up more bad than good. I don't want to break a trend line. It's another scenario, but it's not. The proportions aren't as correct as they should be. So this is kind of a weak idea. Probably won't play out. but those other ones, that these two guys right here are spot on. Well, not this one. This was the, what happened to you? I got too many charts here. So this is my main thesis for Bitcoin right here. Yeah, these two are spot on for their fib retracements and everything. I may not have it. Do I got you over here? The 1618 down here. I believe what we're looking for. 886 retracement from this low to that high is basically what we're looking at. And pull your fib from here to that top, and it goes right hand in hand with what my system would tell me too. Looking for the deep ass retracement right here, 886. So we're looking at coming and testing the $100 area, and in my opinion, and following this trend line there. Let me get this guy off. We don't need him anymore, do we? Or is that where you're holding now? No, you broke that. That's a retest line. Let's dot him. I don't want that to be confusing. So this, make these big and fat. So we got this idea too, and then, so if you're a pattern trading, it also lines up. This is showing confluence for all these different ideas, all right? And that's another thing that's making me feel a little bit better about it. The opening, broadening wedge pattern, right? And I'm trying to read and see if we've got anything definite for this guy. This opening broadening pattern has a 60% chance to break to the upside. 60%. It's a continuation pattern. Price came in from the bottom. Even down here, they can. Here's one that didn't though, so we can look at those ideas too. They don't always. There can also be broadening tops, so we got to always stay vigilant, you know, and watching. But a lot of times that they can break up. More time than they do. Overall performance for up-down breakouts, 22 out of 39. So one is the best. So it's not the most reliable pattern. Pullback rate of 67%, meaning if it does break out, it's likely to come back and retest the trend lines. So about the same probability, a little bit higher probability of doing that than it is for breaking out. So whichever way it does break, it's got a good chance of coming back, and that can give you some relief or help you get into it a trade or whatever. Breakout can occur in. Did we lose internet? Are we back? I think we're back. I don't know. There's a glitch. Oh, got to turn this noise up, the sound off over here in pump.fun. Hey, pump.fun people. What's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, wait a minute. This is, I think these are not the, these are just comments over here. Yo, let's crank it up. These aren't actually the now I can't see. I have to go back to the other one to see what the streamers are saying. Wait a minute. Is there not a chance over add widget? Yeah, guys, gotta, come on now. It looks like it stopped over here. My internet getting kind of junky or something. All right, so I've been going for another 2-hour stream. That's crazy. 5 o'clock in the morning, and they're not dumping us anymore. They're not dumping us. We're getting traction. Look, right along that trend line that we drew there. Getting a little bit of traction. So that trend line was just from the top over here, wicks to maybe, and identifying, you know, where it became an internal trend line, broke out, retested it, and then it became a flip, a horizontal, a diagonal support resistance flip. And so for it to catch some support down here is makes sense. You just, I see some people just draw trend lines and it's like they just use them for the short term, right? Well, you know, they go on, they keep going. They can still have an effect. So it looks like we're trying to get a little bit of a relief rally, or at least they want us to think that, right? And it's at a good area to do that, right? We're at the 2618. I expect it to happen. So we're looking for, I think, did we do this on another chart? We've already done this, right? Yeah, we got over here. Well, I won't rehash that. But over here, we've also got this trend line here. That's going to be some resistance. So I'm curious to see. I don't think they can. I wonder if they can get us past our 236 fib area, right? So if we get back into the falling wedge, we got a chance to come up, retest these areas over here, maybe even come back over here, right? Up to 109. So there could be something bullish that comes out of this today. But I wouldn't expect it to stick. I would expect it to make a lower high and not get past this point. If we get past that point, well, then maybe we got a bigger relief rally that's going to take us back up to the point that was trying to make me cry, which would be up here, for our higher, our lower high. I guess we would, well, it'd be a higher high from this, but it'd still be a lower high from this one, right? We're not out of the woods, I don't think, until we come back up here and reclaim this guy. And you can make an argument that maybe that's what's happening, because here, from the falling wedge, we still have this, which is a right-angled pattern. This actually have a 64% chance to break the upside if we get back into it and go to can make it up to the other side. They've actually got to, what would that do? That would bring us back up to test these guys, but then we'd have to get past 115, which we couldn't do that, right? So we got a lot of possibilities to be playing out. It doesn't mean that it's just straight down from here, but it could be. They could go ahead and rip the band-aid off, but 100,000 is starting to look like that's the area that we're going to go test. And you know, it's never just going to be 100,000. They're going to go a little lower, 98 maybe, scare people out. Possibly. Or at least we need to think that they could. That'll keep us from doing as much stupid stuff, making too risky of decisions there. So it's not all too doom and gloom, but we are definitely in a downtrend. And anytime that we get these relief rallies, you can see the best times to short this market. Let's go over that. This is a 6-minute time frame. Perfect. I mean, those people over here were nailing it. The perfect people shorted it here, right? But it's hard to short. I was trying to short over here too, I believe, or over here, and did a little bit, but I didn't have conviction to hold it like we were coming down here. It's hard to do that, right? I'm looking for signs that we're trying to recover, and we just didn't get them. But we did make lower lows. But in retrospect, you can see the best places to short are always whenever we do come back. And it did come back for a lower high. Those lower highs are where the short or add to your shorts. And I just see so many people just always waiting until we, no, I'm going to wait till we get here, or wait till we get here. But the place that you really make the short worth your while, and it's hard. It's just like buying the bottom and having patience for it to take off, because every time that you wait for the level, they're going to come back, and then you could get stopped out, or you're going to get your emotions get involved. It gets trying every time they come back, right? And you think, oh, it's over. I should have took profits. Or it's a lot. Unless you got the conviction, it's easy to make the wrong decisions on your trade. And maybe you start, just selling off a little as it comes closer, just so you won't have, you ruin your position, you ruin your entry, and it's easy to make so many mistakes. And if you got leverage involved, it just amplifies every little mistake that you make, right? So it's so important to work on a system to kind of help you control that, and it's just part of the journey here as far as trading or investing and holding, or however you want to look at it. And man, look at you, Bitcoin. Here on the smaller time frames, Ichimoku Cloud's looking inviting for us to try to at least come back over here. And so where is this? Where's this area? 106. This is the bottom rung here, 106. That should be the 0.5 fib, and that should be the make or break area if we're going to try to come up here, right? If we can't get past that, then I would expect us to roll over and probably head a little bit faster toward 100,000, like, faster, like maybe that happens today, or 102 or somewhere where it's still coming down. But if we can get up here, maybe consolidate or just going through it, then these areas, lower highs, more than likely we're going to make a lower high within here, right? We could probably come with this white line, retest the bottom here. What was that, 107? But if by chance we did get a breakout, I'm trying to cover all the bases here, not leaving any ideas hanging. If we do come out and we do break out of that, but then we're looking at the retest over here. It's what I'd be looking at. And I think we're just got a more expanding channel idea instead of a falling wedge. We kind of see ourselves more looking at just a typical channel. That would be the idea, especially if we can't get past this point. And that makes a lot of sense to me, right? Parallel channels that we're in and roll over and then slowly try to come closer to 100,000. So, in essence, I don't see a reason why we'll go back past the area that just broke my heart that we lost right over here. Not getting past it might come up and touch it again, but I doubt that we get past it. But if we do go up there, the reason I keep saying this, if you're underwater on things, those are going to be your opportunity to de-risk if we are going to continue coming down, which the bigger trend suggests that we are. Weekly MACD is not ready to let up whatsoever. These bigger weekly time frames. I mean, look at this. MACD is she's just getting started. And I don't know how long it's going to stay. This is rounding a little bit. We hadn't got our lighter histograms yet, but it lasts a minute. And even when they're coming down, I mean, even when we're in the red, we can still see things go back up. This is the first time I've ever seen us cross a MACD and then make a new all-time high, though. That threw me. That just messed me all up right there. That was like that threw me off my game. I've never seen it do that. Never seen it do that. I've seen it go up a little bit, but I've never seen it go to a new all-time high and get you feeling. But how many times have you heard me say that I've ignored doing what I need to do when the weekly MACD crosses? Because at the time when it crosses, it always feels bullish, and you're like, oh no, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. And when really the best action is just to do what it says. I keep telling myself that every time, but executing on those signals, maybe I should leave everything to a bot. A bot would do it, but the human nature in me doesn't let me do it. I talk about it here on the live stream, so we're transparent about it. But look back and we can, this is a journal of even the things that I fight with. I try to be vocal about them and share them, but that's one thing that I see, man. The weekly MACD, it never lies. It never lies. But I thought it fibbed to me. I didn't trust it when it went up, and that would have been a thing to sell that higher high instead of knowing about that particular bat pattern or what that played out, that bearish harmonic pattern that played out. Just following that idea of sticking to your guns and just that basic thing. No, when it goes there, oh, is that all-time high? We're going all-time. Well, I'm going to make sure that I'd sell, take profits, or whatever. Look for a short. But when it comes down to it, all the other smaller time frames, even the 4 hour, I mean, it got bullish for the season. That was against getting our all-time high. But on the weekly, it was saying, nah, that ain't how it's going to play out, baby. That's not how it's going to play out, player. But I can still tell you here on the bigger weekly time frame, the Ichimoku is telling us we're going to still send it. So I do believe a pullback to the 236 Fibonacci $100,000 area. We bounce from there. We have trend lines to hold us. It would signify a bounce from there. We start recovering from there, that we do still have a higher high left, and it could be the what we're looking for. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I've been talking way too long about Bitcoin, watching it do its thing, and it does look like maybe they're trying to do a little something here, get us a little bullish. The London session opened at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been going, so we've had London here to come in and help buy things and push things up. So that's good. And then New York opens here, and they will continue, more than likely continue what London sets up. That's kind of how this works out. Asia takes us. They're the ones setting the tune for which way that we're going to go. But then London starts guiding us and directing us for any kind of corrections or something, pullbacks or whatever we're doing. And then the U.S. whatever typically the U.S. carries through whatever London starts a lot of times, as a rule of thumb. Not perfect, but as a rule of thumb. So we can see us coming back up a little bit today, and that can give us time to de-risk. And if you feel like shorting, I mean, that would be a much better opportunity than opening a short right down here where we are right now, because some people are sitting there seriously thinking about doing that. Seeing a bear flag to the downside or whatever, however they're doing. Lots of people put things in the flags down here or whatever. They may be, I don't know, a few of them might be trying to long. But I'd say most of them are probably being told, you know, we're looking at something like this and go ahead and short it. You know, the front runners were shorted or whatever. Maybe we get lucky, but we come back up for that bearish retest. I mean, that's where to look, right? And I think this is more probable than this at the moment. Maybe I'm wrong. Been wrong before. Wouldn't be the damn first time. But at least that's when I see money flow starting to come up. Oh, the 1 minute time frame even. Smallest time frame. Guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to the end screen, and I will see you probably tonight if I can ever get some sleep. Thanks for hanging out, though. I'll catch up on the chat over there if you don't mind. Gotta change my music. Unless you want to hear the ode to Ace Frehley. Well, in memory of Ace, I'll let it probably play one more time there. Won't be playing the song probably ever again. Anita Cho says, I want to sell everything, but worry that the pump is loading due to the DXY rights owner. Well, I see for as far as stable coins go, that's everybody's been selling off because stable coins are in the no bueno zone. People are scared right now. Probably soon, if it's like last time, it won't get too much higher, and then maybe it'll reverse here. So maybe we're getting a little bit of relief, but I'm really looking at 100,000 for where that relief could really start chiming in. And I hope I am wrong, but that's just kind of what I've kind of found a decent argument to support that I think is strong enough to support it. Brackish, what's going on, my man? Good to see you.
Kiss ignited flames. His solos carve the air. A cosmic rock spirit.
How's it going, Steve?
Beyond compare. Now the heavens open. A concert divine.
Yeah.
Jesus leads
Yeah, that's a good thing to notice too. Good confluence. Those people that think that Bitcoin is eventually going to go away and be worthless, a proof of work network doomed to fail. I don't know. That could be very, very far away, though. It does have an edge over gold. There's no way to deny that. Oh. Our Trump treat sweeter than that 90% success rate. Oh, you mean for the patterns? No, the patterns have a really high success rate on their own, but I see what you're doing there. But I'm just making an argument that there were some traders that would have saw that to know to do it, and they nailed it. Wasn't me though.
The path to that beat. When the silence falls, we'll take our seat. Ace's Heavenly Jam. Rockin' tonight with grace. Angels shred with Jesus. Filling the sacred space. Jam on. Jesus!
Yeah, let's go.
All right, everybody. You guys asked me if I sleep. Do you guys ever sleep? My goodness. See you tomorrow night. Or tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, Pump Dog people. Haven't forgot about you. I just can't view the chat. Not from this screen over here. I got to change that. Good night, everybody. Or good morning.
Freedom's a flow, trap life glow. Watch us grow, stack my side, retire me early. Oh, hold out tight, let's steal the show. Get the retirement time, get the retirement time. Started from nothing, while it dries in, fear grind crash, now root the land. Charting like a boss, moonshots every dawn, so enough. There's a penthouse whose power turned on. Bitcoin locked down, cold vault, no stress. If he is stacking, feeling truly blessed. Blockchain's my runway, profits blasting high. Early exit calling, kiss the 9 to 5 goodbye. Stack my sets, retire me early, oh. Crypto kings, we flexing worldly, no. Moonshot dreams in my Rari, yeah. Hold up tight, well my party, let's slay. Yeah, let's go. Still shimmer, blockchain vibes, freedom's the flow. Trap life glow, watch us grow. Stack my sets, retire me early, oh. Hold up tight, let's steal the show. NFTs dropping heat, arch my golden crown. Minimax stacks turning tables around. All coins climb fast, riding that surge wave. Cardinal stakes pay, future minus save.
Well, I'm over here trying to close this stream. We're still going? Okay, I guess we're still going.
Smart deals catch me while I redesign. Coins to millions, dogs like the sky.
I wish they would make this a little bit easier.
Chilling on the fly. Stack my sets, retire me early, oh. Crypto king, we flexing worldly, no. Moonshot dreams.
Oh no, I guess we're okay. So wait, I gotta end the stream now. I forgot how to do it.
Shimmer, blockchain vibes, freedom's a flow. Trap life glow.
Crap.
Watch us grow, stack my sets, retire me early, oh. Hold out tight, let's steal the show. Yeah, let's go. Bull runs my anthem, stacking that green. Decentralized life, living a dream scene. Coin avalanche.
Okay, no live stream available.
No boss, just keep freedom
So
on
we're
throne.
not live.
Crypto trap kings, we on the zone.
Gotta check or it'll go for 3 hours with a black screen over there.
Crypto kings, we flexing, worldly, no. Yeah, we slide. Yeah, we slide. Yeah, let's go.
Well, you got a $9 million market cap on her coin. You can do a thumbnail? How do you do a thumbnail?
Yeah, let's roll.
Oh, this is not where I'm trying to go.
Started from zero, while it dries dust. Via chain, bro. Now I'm rising.
That's not what I was trying to get to either.
Charting like a pro. Moonshots every dome. Solana flips the mansion. Feel the power on. Bitcoin locked tight. Cold vault, no sweat. Defeat stats growing. Cash flow.
Where's the search?
Blockchain's my highway.
Now I can't search.
Early exit calling, leaving 9 to 5 crew. Stack my set, time me early. Crypto kings never worry. Moonshot dreams in my Rari, oh they all tight. What's my
Okay, I'm not logged in. This is a pain. I should be able to check it over here, right?
Time me early, oh they all tight. That's my journey. Take my set, time me early, oh they all tight. That's my journey. NFTs dropping, arts my golden chain. Minimac cash.
Okay, so
Switching up the game.
I think we're good.
No stakes paid, future my purr. Ditch the clock, mind free from the ground. Smart deals for me, while I reason. Meme coins the millions, dog lights the view. Crypto's my escape, kicking back the crew. Stack my set, time me early. Crypto kings never worry. Moonshot dreams in my Rari, hold it all tight. What's my hurry?
I love this video. She's a trying. She's a trying. That's all we can hope for. Got some bullish divergence there. So we'll probably get a little bit of a pop over here. Still got resistance up. Good night, everybody. This is for real this time.
Yeah.